Systems. This is not a test. This is not a test. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to hit that there subscribe button down below. Don't forget to also hit the bell
Thinking about making Kajabi your all-in-one monetization platform? It's okay if you're...
Also, don't forget to hit the bell in all and check your notifications on your cellular devices to ensure that you actually get the notifications. And even if you've done all that before on this channel and other channels, always double check, because people very often become mysteriously unsubscribed or your notifications get turned off. And again, check your cellular devices. Don't forget to give me a like. Also, down below, you'll find all the descriptions for everything. And if you didn't catch it, my name's Joseph Tittel, aka Spiritman JT. Here to bring you love, light, truth, predictions, and prophecy. Down below, you'll also find a link to the newsletter that I just put out today. In that newsletter, it explains about the emotions that many of you have been experiencing since last week. So check out the newsletter down below. You'll also find some offers on personal private sessions and my new course in divination and transform into abundance. So let's get started, because this was an unexpected broadcast today, but I thought it was extremely important to connect with all you beautiful friends today. Well, very important, but let me just give me 1 second. So a couple things that are really happening. And, it's kind of like an emergency at this point. So let me pull this up real quick, and then I will move forward. I hope your day's going really well today. It's very, very windy here in Sedona, Arizona, especially in the canyon where I live. Pull this up real quick, and then I will, there we go, move forward. I just wanted to have that chat there. There we go. All right, so there's some really important things. About 2 years ago, we're going to talk about a potential event that could happen over the next week and tell you about these articles about this event, and also about some things that have to do with our food, which I've been warning you about since January of 2020, when I told you that it was important that you started to stock up and prepare with food and water and all the necessities that you need, including toothpaste, detergents, whatever you need that you can't do without, especially. And I'm gonna validate for you that those predictions that I made about that, the visions I had of a potential nuclear attack, and other things that are coming into fruition. And I will give you a little bit of evidence that there is currently, folks, as you know, a huge war going on against the darkness. The angel light warriors fighting the Luciferian dark forces. And it is going into overdrive. They want nothing more than to starve you out completely. They want to starve out humanity, and they want to depopulate this planet on a very huge level. And people that say, and people around you that may say or call you a conspiracy theorist kind of person, tell them you are a conspiracy realist, because this has been put out in front of us. I mean, look at the Georgia Guidestones and just so much more. And that's what they want. They want the ruling elite to be at the top of the scale, and then the rest of us that are left over to be enslaved to them while they live the riches. And that's not going to happen, because the light is going to win by the end of all of this. But, so let me just pull this up. First thing I want to talk about is what's happening over in Europe, and I find this to be the most important. Then I'll go into the second piece, and then another 3 things we're covering today. First, what's happening over in Europe with war and such. And then we're going to talk about the evidence and things that they are trying to starve us out and working on it to give you that urgent message, even more so today, more than ever, that you need to prepare and be stocked up. And then the third message has to do with another event with earthquakes that may be potentially coming up this weekend as well. That's why I did this broadcast today, because I teach a class this evening, so I don't have a whole lot of time. But I felt that it was important, because I feel like some of these events could actually potentially take place over the weekend or between now and next Tuesday. Also, Tuesdays, if you're new again to the channel or you're not aware, every Tuesday I go live on YouTube at approximately 4:15 Pacific time, 7:15 Eastern time for Tuesday's Tittle Tea Time Predictions Update. And I already got quite the list to go over with you for this coming Tuesday. We're going to cover all kinds of interesting subjects, that include North Korea, gold in the whole Federal Reserve, the Eiffel Tower, and a bunch of other stuff. So tune in on Tuesday. So let me go to the first thing. First up, recently, Russia just tested a missile. I don't know if you're aware of that, but this was in the news on the 20th, so just a couple days ago. And the Russian Defense Ministry has reported the first launch of its new Sarmat intercontinental ballistic missile. The ministry said the missile was launched Wednesday from the launch facility in northern Russia, and that its practice warheads hit designated targets at the Kura firing range on the far eastern side peninsula. The Sarmat is a heavy missile intended to replace the Soviet-made Voyevod missile, which was codenamed, this is interesting, the Voyevod missile was codenamed Satan by the West. Vladimir Putin and his officials say that it is capable of penetrating any prospective missile defense. Putin called this event a huge, big, significant event for Russia's defense industry. And he said that the Sarmat will ensure Russia's security from external threats and make those who, in the heat of frantic, aggressive rhetoric, try to threaten our country, they better think twice. So that's the first thing. Already, 2 days ago, a whole threat, showing everybody how, flexing his little muscles, so to speak. That's what that's pretty much all about. Now let's go to the even more important message and the bigger warning, because this warning is potentially, again, the most important. This bulletin says Russia, and this came out this morning, or no, this one's April 20th as well. Russia informs its citizens to prepare for NATO retaliatory nuclear attack this coming Sunday. That's right, this coming Sunday. As of 7 a.m. Moscow time on Thursday, the Russian Ministry of Emergencies published information on their website instructing Russian citizens to prepare for NATO retaliatory nuclear attack on this Sunday, April 24th, 2022. Interesting, right? And what's, we're in April, never mind, I'm thinking out loud. As any thinking person is aware, the only way NATO would make a retaliatory nuclear strike is if Russia launched a strike first. So what does this tell you, folks? Wow, my allergies just kicked in. What's this tell you about the potential of what Putin's saying? Right in the face, flex his little muscles, tell you mess with us, whatever. And hopefully they won't provoke him, because that's what the darkness wants more than ever. Come on, especially the United States has been after them for how long? As long as I can remember. And I've been around quite some time by now. But also, this is a way of saying basically what this article just said. How are they going to make a retaliatory attack? Why would they? Unless, of course, Putin made the attack first. And he even put out a specific date. So he's actually flexed his muscles on the 20th and told everybody flat out, or at least their emergency system told everybody flat out to be prepared for Sunday, the 24th specifically. So without a doubt, something huge would happen on that date, which puts us about, almost pretty much a week away from the full moon energy we went into last Saturday. So that's halfway through the cycle. It's an intense cycle, and it intensifies at the halfway point. So that was really important to bring that to your attention, so that together we are powerful, and we can do prayer, and we can call on your own divine energies that you pray to and hold in the light the whole of Europe in positive energy. Potentially we have the ability together, the more we have, the more, success is possible, to hold that whole area in a big bubble of golden white light. And hold in the light that's not going to happen. There's a lot more that I want to cover on Tuesday's show about Russia, and the whole economic systems. Don't forget to tune in. Don't forget to subscribe. Also, don't forget to click that little like button down below too. Next thing that I wanted to talk to you about, and interesting that these articles are all written that I'm reading about, especially the one with even though they did it 2 days ago, the one articles they're like all over on today, the 22nd of April. 22, as you all know, and if you don't know, I'll just refresh those, that 11, 22, and 33 are master numbers in numerology. And they like to use the number, the 11 more than anything. So they also use the date, the 29th of a month, to do, their horrible, horrific events and, murder sprees, sacrifices, or whatever they do. So nothing like putting this all out today on the 22nd. And between those numbers, there's the in-between. So 11 is like the angelic number, 33 is Jesus's number, and the in-between, 22, is also positive, but can also attract or have to do with dark or demonic energies. So again, today we can utilize this date, the 22nd, by holding in the aspect of the positive vibration of the 22 and holding all that in the light. But this is even more important. And if y'all remember on Tuesday's show, this past Tuesday, I said that this month would go out with a bang. And that's what Spirit told me. Spirit said this month will go out with a, bang like never before. So hopefully that's not an actual literal bang. Like, let's just hope it's something else. But Spirit also said that it aligns with some of my previous predictions, as does everything I said today with the vision. Remember, I had a vision of a cloud, mushroom cloud, thing. The only positive thing that I remember saying was that I only saw one. Just one. One's enough. One's too much, actually. But, if I only saw one, hopefully there won't be a retaliating against each other. So also, to finish up on the subject of Russia, I have no doubt, and that could be what's happening this weekend, that they are going to raid and invade another country in Europe. So be aware for that. And pray for all those people in Europe. Because no matter how far, as long as they're in Europe, they're still potentially in danger from anything that could happen, especially nuclear. So I predicted again back in 2020, January. I warned you all, and I warned people even more so in March. Early March of 2020, to start preparing, stocking up on food. We all know about the preppers, people that have been prepping for a long time, and some of us haven't had the ability to do that. Some of us have only started prepping the past year or two. For me, 2 years. So I, warned you all, and I've said it many times, did specific videos and streams on it, that you need to prepare because this is why. They want to starve us out, of course. We already know about the food shortages. Everything that I predicted would already happen, basically. It's happening as we speak. But this is more proof to show that they are trying to starve us out. Because there's no coincidences, and you can't tell me it was just some coincidental accident that just occurred in 2 different food processing plants. That's right. First in Idaho. Hey ho, I'm from Idaho. If I'm not from Idaho, I'm not a spud, and that's the capital of potatoes. Idaho potatoes, that is. And a plane conveniently crashed into a potato processing plant in Idaho and blew it up, wiped it out. Potatoes, you remember, and I forgot about this, Spirit just reminded me, remember the French fries? I'm like, yes, French fries. I predicted that chains like McDonald's would actually, in different countries, different locations, would have to take French fries off their menus because of the shortage that's coming. Well, now, seeing this attack happen, because I believe it was an attack. I don't believe it was an accidental plane crashing into a plant and blowing it up. No, it was an attack, without a doubt, 100%, because there were 2 of them, and there's more than that. But let me finish up with this one. Potatoes are used a lot. Potatoes can feed the starving people in Peru. Peru's like the country of potatoes. And the farmers out there, especially the real, earth-connected ones, feed their dogs nothing but potatoes. They have more varieties of potatoes in Peru than anywhere in the world. So I don't know what's going on over there, but remember, they control the weather too, and that's why we're going to see severe droughts coming this coming summer, as per my last weather video, which I'll do another one in about a week and a half, so keep an eye out for that. but they're also going to flood out certain areas so that they flood out farmland. So this is why you must prepare, folks. And not just for food, but things like toothpaste, things that, you need to have. Not only that, stocking up as much as you possibly can now will assist you financially as well in the future when things are triple the price. So not only did we have a plane crash there, where's my articles at? We also had another plane crash, and this one's more out there, so most of you may know this one by now, if not both. The potato one I didn't know about, as big as the plane that crashed, the UPS plane that crashed into a General Mills processing plant, food plant. I forget what state. I had that article in front of me, and now it all disappeared. Of course, it all disappeared. They wanted to disappear. Hey, where'd my articles go? They disappeared off my computer. Creepy. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Well, anyway, that's the story. The General Mills, means I don't have the article in front of me. A young lady, 30 years old, because I remember reading it, was killed in the plane crash in General Mills factory, processing plant. From what I gathered, it was this mainly, a cereal processing plant. Starving out your kids as cereal. Not that that stuff's good for them anyway. It's all crap. And General Mills is one of the companies that are in the web of darkness. Companies that you want to avoid literally eating their food. They put literally chemicals and toxic stuff, especially in cereal. So these two attacks, and then I also was informed, and I didn't get to check up on it or research it or look at it, but I'll trust the source because it's where I got all the other information other than the articles, that several food processing plants or storage plants have also suddenly caught fire and burned down. So I don't know. Again, going back to the General Mills, that's all processed food. Best thing ever. That's kind of good for people. But some people, again, may only be able to afford that for their kids or even themselves. You got to look at the picture. Apparently, regardless, it's cutting off. Also, a lot of that cereal and all is made out of wheat and flour and such, which there's going to be major shortages on. So, General Mills probably agreed on this little attack because it's going to help them in the long run, too. And then they could just write that all off on their taxes. So, folks, this is why I'm telling you. And if the fires are true, which I'm sure they are, I will find more information out about that and bring it on Tuesday's show. But it's really, really important that you take this as a huge sign of the predictions that I told you about 2 years ago and since are coming into light. And there's not much time to waste. And it's important for you and your family that you are provided for with food. That you have at least 3 months worth of food, 6 if you can. And it doesn't have to be your normal food. Go out and buy a big old bag of rice, 20-pound bag of rice. And some kind of proteins, like maybe a 10-pound bag of nuts that you can mix in with the rice. Maybe some stock, vegetable stock, or chicken stock that you can throw in for taste. Some pasta, especially pasta that's made out of either brown rice or some other thing than regular starch pasta. These are the things you need to be thinking, and you and your family need to be thinking and discussing now. Cut out things from your, thank you, Sandra, for your PayPal donation that just popped in. Thank you. You are so good to me, Sandra. I love you. And anybody that did chat cash, I'm not watching the chat right now very clearly. So if you put chat cash through, I appreciate that too. I couldn't do this without you. So going back, folks, this is something you need to really and urgently, this is like urgent. Cut out some of what you eat now. Cut out some of the stuff you eat now and replace it with stuff that you can store away. This year, because it's only my second season in the new house here, and so I have been very, very focused this year on my gardening and what I'm going to grow and the variety of things I'm going to grow, a much larger variety of things that I can and freeze to get through the winter months. Because this, and you'll hear this again, the food shortages now, wait until winter time comes, my friends. Wait until they flood out the plains and bring droughts. And then when winter time comes, that's when it's going to get really, really, really bad. And as far as Thanksgiving and people that, celebrate that in the United States. You'll be very thankful to me if you listen and go out and buy your turkey now and put it in the freezer. Because come Thanksgiving, if you're a turkey kind of person, you probably are likely not going to be able to find turkeys. Just saying. There won't be just a shortage on turkeys. There just won't be turkeys. So something to, and anything to, again, starve us out. So I'm going to leave you all with that for now. Just an important update. I, again, urgently hope that you take the advice in stocking up. Hold that whole part of Europe in the light and in love. And let the light warriors and the angelic warriors of light kick some darkness's butt. Don't forget to give me that little like down below because I love you. And don't forget to subscribe and check your notifications as well. Have a wonderful, amazing weekend. Be safe out there. Celebrate life and celebrate you. And celebrate all the blessings and miracles that flow into your life each and every moment of every day. The more you do, the more you'll have. Don't complain or bitch, because the more we do, the more the universe gives us to complain about. Instead, hold in your heart center love for yourself and all of humanity. Until the next time, which will be Tuesday, I will see you. Much love, much gratitude. Thanks for all your donations and contributions and for subscribing. I'll see you next week in the future. Have a great day and a namaste.